Hey guys, so I have an interesting project here. This will be the second time I've done this. I'm taking a Tokyo Marui M870 and I'm going to fit a real steel, because that's the only option, Magpul handguard, foregrip, pump, whatever you want to call it, on this unit. And it requires some significant modifications, and those of you that have done this mod know that this is a total pain in the butt. The last time I attempted this, I used a slew of different tools, and there was a lot of sanding, and I'm trying to make it a lot simpler this time. Basically what you have to do is you take your unit, find the front, the side facing the enemy, okay? You put them together, and you see just how much you have to mill out. So I'm going to put these together here. As you can see, I've already marked it. You just make a rough mark, so you got to kind of have an idea of what you want to remove. So all this would have to be removed out, okay? Not only that, but you'll also have to you'll notice how smooth this is on the inside. I'm not sure if the camera light can get that. You'll notice that this has these high ridges, and those have to come down significantly. Alright, so this seems to be cutting through that alright. Come along pretty nice. All right. So grab a pair of pliers here. I'm not sure how hot that is, and I don't feel like burning my hand right now. See if I can twist it off a little bit. All right, it looks like there's still a good chunk of meat left in here somewhere. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's hot. It's definitely hot. All right, so here we are doing the next step. As I've removed another little sliver of material from here to get a little bit closer. What we're going to do next is we're going to start making these edges smooth. We're going to try and eliminate as much as possible through here. The big issue will be these bottom pieces. These, like I said before, I'll have to use a rasp. Without them smoothed down as much as possible, when this goes in here, let's say we didn't do anything, we just put it in like this. That's all the way down at the bottom. You can see how this engages right here instead of going inside the tube. It goes on the very outside. You can see here it's quite a bit higher and definitely engages that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out and we're just going to start sanding right in here first. So I want to start that. Let me reposition this so I have a little bit better light here while working. I'm probably going to block the camera a lot here, or hit it. Alright, this part's going to take a while, so I'm going to go ahead and cut away and go off camera here. Alright, so this is the step I hated the most last time. So I have a honey rasp here, rounded, half round type. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it in my vise here. I'm just going to slowly work out some of this material like this. And because this doesn't have a tang, I definitely, I'm going to use some gloves. And I'm going to try and take it out. And as I take it out, I'm going to, take a little bit out and then test fit. Now this file actually does a pretty good job. It hogs it out pretty quick. So take a little bit. I try to taper this a little so I can get the tube in. I don't want to take out a lot because I don't want the fore end to rattle. Oop, apologies there. I do that a lot, don't I? I don't want the fore end to rattle at all. So I'm just going to slowly, once in a while here, just test it and relieve some pressure on that. And just kind of test it, work it in here. Probably best to do that out. Alright, so a little ways to go here on this one. Excuse me. Yeah, so quite a bit to go on here. Alright, so we will be back when I have a little bit more of this done. Alright, so it is done. We got this all hogged out, squared away nicely. This is what it looked like before. You can see there's a massive amount of material that had to be removed to fit this on the Tokyo Marui M870 Tactical. Like a lot of material, and it takes a long time. So you take your cocking arm, and I kind of look down in here, and I just set it in a little bit, and then I make sure it's as square as I can get it, like that. I just kind of push it in real slowly, make sure it's square. It looks square-ish. And then you can push it in the rest of the way. A little more if you need to get it all the way in the tube. I would not suggest grabbing these cocking arms ever if you can help it. Then you see the threads don't come all the way up, whereas they did in this guy. And I have this pretty square, so yeah, they do come all the way through on here. So it can come down a little bit more if you wanted to. I don't think that's necessary. Pop the retaining nut back on there. And I did drop this, unfortunately, so I'm hoping I didn't damage the threads too much on this guy. There, looks good. Yep, looks fine. Then just start working it back on. It takes a little while. Don't tighten it up when you get it down far enough. What you're going to do is you're going to square it off again one more time, and then you're going to snug it, and you're going to square it again, and then you're going to torque it down with Magpul supplied tool. That's another great thing. If you get the MOE fore end, you actually get the tool with it. That looks pretty good. So where did I place that tool? I had it here somewhere. In a pinch, you can just grab a lot of people just do this and expand it out enough to capture it and then rotate it that way. Check one more time. What I could do, you can set it down on a pretty square surface and just double check. You can square it off in a vise like so. And then hold it as still as possible. And then check the arms. That's close enough for airsoft. And then the tool they supply, that Magpul supplies, you just use this guy and tighten up your nut. And slide it in there. Torque it down a little bit. A little bit more. Check. Looks good. I'm going to send it home. There, that is pretty good. So I think that is sufficient. The one thing I'm going to spend a little bit of time addressing, I'm just going to make sure that this is the same as when it's in here. I don't want this to push in too much. I don't want that extra friction on the receiver. The Tokyo Marui receiver. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time, maybe clean it up a little more. But yeah, so that is it. That's how you modify it. This is pretty level compared to the last one I had. It was a little off, but this is, you can see here in the window, that's pretty much dead on. That's perfect. So it worked out really good. I like this one because I have small hands. My length of pull is not very long. So I really like the Magpul forend. It's a lot larger than the other one. You can see here, I got a little more space, a little something to pull on here, so my hand can grasp it right down here if I want to. So it works pretty darn nice. We'll take a little oil and rub that back down. Yeah. So that's how you do it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I have another customer to do one for, and then I have one that I'm going to put on my Real Steel M870 Tactical. I'm trying to make, it sounds stupid, but I'm actually making the airsoft gun match exactly that of my actual 870. So that's actually why I bought the Tokyo Marui 870 instead of like a APS shell ejecting one. I actually plan to skirmish with this, and I think that's a better gun for that particular purpose. So, but anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll talk to you later.